Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning meditation. I am in Nashville. This is my Nashville background, visiting my parents this week. I am so happy to be here today. And one of the thoughts that came across my mind this morning about what we can focus on is there's a saying by Mooji, whose meditations I've talked about before, and we've used some of his techniques or phrases in our Monday morning meditations. But one of his phrases that he says a lot that is so meaningful is life takes care of life. And when we are doing our mindfulness meditation, just allowing things to be, allowing things to flow through, we are allowing the life of our thoughts, the life of our emotions, the life of our body sensations just to be. And as we just allow them to be, they take care of themselves. And so that is also true in our everyday lives. If you think about all that you've lived through, all that you've gone through, all the ups, all the downs, they all have passed. They all have come to pass. And maybe they passed with our help. Maybe they passed without our help. Maybe they would have passed anyway. And mostly, things come and go, and that's just the way it is. So one of the things that we can do actually in our everyday lives is to just allow things to be, and our meditation time helps us learn about our anxiety, learn about our thoughts that are going on inside, learn about the overthinking that we do so that we can let it go and allow things just to be when we're not busy thinking of something through over much or worrying about it, worrying about the future, or worrying about the past, or trying to figure something out, trying to come up with a better solution. All the things that we do, we all do that. That is no secret. We all do that. But when we can just step back and let things be, takes practice, because that part of us that is so used to overthinking wants to jump in and take care of something. And certainly there is a time to problem solve, and there's a time to get things done, and there's a time for all of that, but not all the time. And so our meditation time allows us to step back from that and just see what's needed in the moment. We might be trying to help somebody, and maybe they don't need our help. Maybe they just need us to be present with them. And maybe when we're present with them, we might see that they need something much different than we would have come up with in our thinking brain that's trying to figure things out all the time. We can just allow ourselves to be, and to be with that other person, or be with a situation, or be with a problem that we have all on our own, and just be with it. And notice the thinking that just wants to go in and hurry up and fix it and get it off and check it off our list and move on. But if we can just allow ourselves to be with it, there might be a different solution that arises, because it's going to get solved. It just is. It's going to get solved whether we do anything about it or not, and yeah, are there better ways to solve things? Sure, sometimes. But our quiet mind can discern that better than our active mind. And so that's kind of what we're going to focus on today. Meditation is our exercise. It is our practice. It's our workout for being able to do that for the rest of the day. So this is the value of meditation. We are building an observer muscle so that we can step back and breathe and find our center and just go, I'm going to give this a minute or two. My mom and I were having coffee this morning, and I was having coffee. I don't know if she is having coffee, but I was definitely having coffee after my late travel last night. And we were coming up with our shopping list for the week ahead. And my son's coming into town also. And so we've got him to think about. And, my get her done self, myself that wants to just check it off the list, wanted to just, okay, let's get everything on the list. I'm tired. I don't want to think about this. And let's just go ahead and order it. But my observer self went, that's not really a good idea. Give it some time. Go do meditation this morning. Monday morning meditation will be a nice way to step back from that list and really be able to tune into what's needed for each person for this week. And, so that shopping list is on hold and we're just stepping back from it and we're letting life take care of life. And we will push that button to get our groceries delivered when it's time. There's plenty of time, nobody's starving, and it will be fine. But that gives us time to think about, oh yeah, then there's that. Because we started with a grocery list, but we started it from zero. So we're letting that percolate and the mind is still active. The brain is still active thinking, okay, yeah, what else? Oh, groceries. Here's something else and here's something else. And so things will be popping up probably for the next couple of hours before we order those groceries. And that's just a silly example of how bigger things can work also, where, okay, well, this is an interesting solution. Let's walk away from it for a minute and then come back to it. Okay, here's another way to do that. Okay, well, let's walk away and come back to it. And the difficulty with the anxious part of our brain, which we all have, the difficulty is it feeds itself, it convinces itself, and over and over and over again. And we see this like in social media and all, we see this in our world where marketing has known that for centuries, and has taken that, oh no, you better do this now, or you better have this, or you don't have enough of that, and it's grabbed that up and it's accessing that anxious part of the brain. It's geared toward that anxious part of the brain because it knows, marketing knows, people in marketing have known for centuries, ever since they started putting posters up on horse posts, for centuries, they have known that fear, maybe just intuitively they've known, but fear sends people into action, whether it's in their best interest or not. And so that anxiety part of ourselves that it kind of motors the rest of our thinking when we're not being conscious of it will make us jump into something that needs more time. So when we can sit back and I love that simple phrase of Mooji's, life takes care of life. And we just allow it. We come from that place that is grounded. There's the conscious part of ourselves, and then there's the anxiety motor that runs in the background. And if we can just learn more and more to notice that difference and to stand in that observer part of us, then we're going to make better decisions. We're going to make calmer decisions. We're probably going to make less decisions. We'll probably make fewer decisions because we're not being run so thoroughly by that anxious brain. So we are going to hang out with Life Takes Care of Life today. We're going to do what we always do. We're going to breathe and we're going to find our center. And we're just going to get into the feel of what it feels like for life to take care of life. So I invite you to sit back in your chair, in your couch, bed, or wherever you are, and take a couple of deep breaths. And then we're just going to let that thinking melt away right now. And another deep breath, allowing the body to just relax into the space in which you're sitting. And let your breathing come from the movement of the diaphragm rather than the lungs and the chest. Breathing from the diaphragm, what we call belly breath. Just watching the belly expand as we breathe in and contract toward the spine as we breathe out. We don't even have to make it happen, just as long as we're pulling the air in by that movement in the belly. It's going to naturally rise and lower. That diaphragm breathing is a little bit deeper than what the lungs take in and of themselves. Giving our bodies more oxygen, helping the muscles relax, helping the nervous system know that everything's okay. We've got plenty of oxygen going to our muscles, our brains, our organs. Even our breath is a beautiful example of life, taking care of life. We don't even have to think about it. It happens. That breath takes care of the life in our bodies, in every cell, every organ, every bone, every muscle. And if it helps to do our quick breath counting, breathing into the count of 4, breathing out to the count of 4, and continuing with that until you feel that rhythm more naturally. That also helps the body relax, helps the mind relax. It gives the mind something to do instead of overthinking. As you focus on your breath, notice your thoughts slowing down. And if they're not, just notice that. No judgment, just notice that maybe the mind is going fast today. And even as you notice any thinking going on, just let your attention be at your breath. And notice in your body where you feel most grounded today. Perhaps in your feet, your bottom in the chair, your back, leaning, relaxing. Maybe it's your heart center. Maybe it's your mind's eye, which is space right between the forehead. But notice that that's a different, if that's your center, that's a different experience, sensation than the thinking part of the brain. When we're trying to be still, our thinking is rarely our grounded place. And perhaps it's helpful as you let your attention rest in your center. Just feel your energy in that centered place, that calm, grounded, even neutral place that you have found in your body that just allows your mind to be more still. Putting your awareness there instead of the mind. And if you feel the thinking mind is pulling your attention, imagine that your awareness, your focus, your attention is unhooking itself gently from that thinking train, just pulling it gently into the center, just unhooking the strings of attention and pulling them back slowly. Letting go on the outside and moving more into the inside. And on the outside, we're just letting life take care of life right now. And resting in that center. flowing with our breath. And when your mind wanders, which it likely will, just bring your attention back to your center gently. No need to force it, no need to be harsh about it, just gently. We are allowing life to take care of life. And perhaps now you can feel the difference being detached from the thinking mind, even if just a little bit. Feel the difference. Feel the calm, natural state of just being. The calm, natural state of allowing life to take care of life. This centered space that you found within yourself didn't come from the outside. It didn't come from thinking. It didn't come from problem solving. It came from being present with yourself, being present with the experience of your awareness in your body. It was a feeling, it was a sensing, it was an intuiting of where that centered space is. Notice how it's spending time there has brought you perhaps some peace, perhaps some relaxation, a respite from the thinking mind, even if just a little bit. Just notice this difference. Whether that difference is loud and obvious or gentle and subtle. Noticing that difference is your key to tapping into that centeredness, that calmness, that groundedness 24/7. Anytime you need it and all the times you don't, just to be there, just to live from that simple awareness place where better answers come more readily when they're not blocked by our overthinking or worry. Not to mention the fact that it's more relaxing. There's more enjoyment here. When we let life take care of life, we can enjoy it more because our thinking and hands aren't having to be involved. I invite you to continue with your meditation time if you have time and feel so moved to do so this morning. If you need to go about your day, I invite you to just take a deep breath or two. Feel your feet on the floor, knowing that you're bringing this experience of your center with you into your day, into your week. The more you tap into it, the more present you are with life, being able to take care of life. You're more present within yourself to know when to take action and when to just let things be, which is more often than taking action a lot of times. And then a couple more deep breaths. Thank you for joining me today. Wonderful to have this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Bye-bye.